when he died, I was on the phone with him. It's like a bad hurricane.
Yeah, there was 2.
And I was like, bro, I'm gonna send you a ticket now. You can come here. You ain't gotta worry about that. He's like, man, I'm all right, man. We good. I called him back the next morning. I didn't get no answer. And my mom called me. And she's like, what you doing? And I just felt it.
So you just got the call. Obviously unprepared, like a lot of us are.
Yeah. It was just, I just had to talk to him.
And this was 4 years ago. Welcome to the Grieve with Christa podcast. In this episode, I sit down with Hootie, a barber whose grief journey began after the loss of his brother. The circumstances around his brother's death were uncertain, and like many men, Hootie carried much of that pain quietly, sharing it with only a few people close to him. But through his work behind the chair, he began to see something powerful. The people he serves, the conversations he has, and the relationships he's built often carry the same qualities he's loved in his brother. In this heartfelt conversation, Hootie shares how being a barber has allowed him to walk with others through grief, loss, and even the death of beloved clients. This conversation brought healing for both of us, and I'm honored to share it with you. This is the Grieve with Christa podcast, sponsored by Glad Community. You're like famous in the Sarasota community.
No, I'm not.
Well, when I ask many people, they know who Hootie is. Seriously, it's a big deal that you were featured in the newspaper, because this is what I've heard about you. Not from your mouth, but I heard that you were featured in the newspaper as the first Black business owner in Sarasota. Is that true?
Yeah.
When was that?
2020.
In 2020. It's a huge accomplishment, and the community does know you. The reason why you're on the podcast, and I'm beyond grateful, like there's no words, but you're this big advocate. Even this morning when I heard about you at the blow dry bar, she said, Hootie just wants people to be the best. He's motivating people. He's here to make people become the best version of themselves. That's what she said. That's who she knew you as. And I was like, that's so inspiring. And then in the short time that I got to know you, hearing about 4 years ago that you lost your brother. And this is why, like, I do what I do and have this podcast right now, because people think you're over here spreading joy, spreading everything. And then when I met you, I realized that there was some hidden pain from your brother. So I appreciate you being here, and I know that this is not easy, right? Because you were close with your brother. So I want to hear about him. What was his name?
Dennis.
Dennis. What?
Dennis. There's 3 Dennises. Me, my dad, and 4. Me, my dad, my brother, and my son.
No way.
So I don't know if I'm the 3rd or the 4th or the junior or what's going on. I just know I'm Dennis. And my dad called me Dennis Jr., so, and I just don't know.
I love it. There was a fighter that named all his kids the same name.
George Foreman.
George Foreman. Yeah, that's who it was. All right. I love this. Okay. So you and your brother, he was Dennis. And where did he line up? You were the oldest of the kids? Where did you guys line up?
I'm the 3rd. Like,
you're the 3rd.
So it's me. I have my oldest brother is Quincy. And then it's him. Then it's me. And it's my sister. Those are my dad's kids.
Okay, so you were really close with Dennis.
Yeah, like, so he was like one of those. So my dad was in the military. My brother, mom, and him, they split after he left the military. So my dad really didn't know about him till he left. So she called one day, I guess, and was like, yeah, you got a son. And he's like, me? Yeah, little Dennis. You know, so, and that's what we called him. So, yeah, my dad packed us up in the car. We drove to Louisiana, and it was like a wild goose chase. I swear I went to every city in Louisiana within 2 days looking for my brother. And when my dad finally got him, we just clicked. And like I was like 8 or 9. Yeah. I was like 9 and he was like 10.
Okay.
And we just kept it like that, you know. We made a pact. We ain't gonna never forget about each other. We're always gonna stay close. Yeah, he was like, he played basketball. He was shorter than me, but he played basketball. And he like kind of, my dad played, but you know, your parents, they brag about what they did and how good they were.
Yeah.
He was like actually teaching me the game as we got older and stuff. So,
yeah. So you guys had a relationship, like you talked every day, text, or had some type of contact every day?
Oh, we talked every day. Like when he, like even like when he died, I was on the phone with him that night. It was what hurricane was that? It's like a bad hurricane.
Yeah, there was 2. Oh yeah.
And it was like it went through Louisiana, and I was like, bro, what you doing? I'm gonna send you a ticket now. You can come here. You ain't got to worry about that. He's like, man, I'm all right, man. We good. And I called him back the next morning. I didn't get no answer. And my mom called me. And she's like, what you doing? And I was like, why? I said, what's wrong? I just felt it, you know? And then my dad couldn't tell me because he knew. So
you just got the call. Obviously unprepared, like a lot of us are.
yeah. It was like, I just had to talk to him.
And this was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So of course, when something like that happens, unexpected, everybody always wants answers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any answers?
I know. I kind of felt what happened, but I never spoke on it. Like it's like me. I got a real short temper, so I try to laugh a lot. You know what I mean? So it's like I try to laugh a lot, and I'm telling my mom this don't sit well. I'm not stupid because I talk to my brother every night. He tell me things, and then when I get there, I'm looking at her, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and then it was just weird, man.
So yeah, so when you say I've had this before, when you say you were looking at her, like
I just felt like she did something to him.
That she did something to him.
Like I don't I'm gonna let nobody take that from me. Like, you know, like I don't care about how nobody feel about it. There's nothing you can do to me. Yeah. I'm not stupid. I know my brother. I talk to my brother.
Okay.
You know?
So did you get any answers?
I never even talked to his mom. I said something to my dad one time. He's like, no, man. My dad is like one of those people, he give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And then when he don't believe you, he just don't believe you. You know? So, and then like me, growing up in my family, I was that kid that, oh, he lying. And then,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So now I got to say, yeah, I told you. You know what I mean? I was that kid.
Okay.
You know, I was the kid, like, you know, the funny part about it, like in my family, like I got another brother that's a barber too. You know, me and him, I worked with him for so long, and it was like I was overshadowed by him. I didn't care because I knew me and I knew my potential.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And my dad and my brother always told me, "Man, you good. You're gonna be great. Watch, just watch." He said, "Man, you the one." My dad always put that stuff in me. He always put that in me and my sister. But me and my mom, I just felt like I was a black sheep. I was that kid that nobody, like I was the one in the family nobody believed in.
Yeah.
And then 2020 hit. And now you want to believe. Don't believe me now. Keep the same energy. You know, and they still treat me that way, but it hurt me. Like losing my brother hurt me because my brother he never, ever once not believed in me. He never ever doubted anything I told him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like when you come to the shop, those guys the same way. All those guys have certain characteristics of my brother.
I can see that.
It's always something in those guys. They like even it's always something, you know. So
that reminds you of your brother.
Yeah, and the guys in my shop. And you the first I ever told. I never even told them that. You the first I ever told that. And like people say, man, why you keeping them around? Like
they're great. They're great. Yeah. I love that. And that's, that's an interesting point that you bring up, because a lot of people, you're comforting by that. It doesn't matter. We have to learn to reconnect with the loved one, because I tell people we do get messages from signs, through people, through that feeling, through that comfort, because he's still here somehow, and there's no coincidence we're on this podcast doing this. In my career, though, I've had many stories that, in your case, that you don't know what happens. And sometimes, and that's hard with, to navigate the grief after you have a death like that in your family, because you don't know, you don't have answers. How's that been?
I got an answer. I just don't want to say it. I'm telling you I have an answer. And nobody know. Like, nobody knows.
Yeah.
That I had a conversation with somebody. I knew some things, like, and it was like, I'm not going to say any names. I actually don't even know the lady name.
Yeah.
My girl, whatever. I was at the funeral at the repast. And I was in the car changing shoes. And it's like, Hootie. And I'm like, looking. It's like, Hootie. He's like, you Dennis' brother? I was like, yeah. Yeah, he talked about you every day. He loves you to death. Like, yeah. And I said, who are you? That's when I got what I needed. And I never even seen that person again. Never, no communication, no nothing. It's like that person also just fell off the face of the earth. But I seen the pain in her eyes. You understand?
Yeah, I do understand.
So
I do understand. And that's where, learning to navigate that grief after such, that's a significant loss in your life.
And then, like, people say, don't say that about people. You never know. Listen, when I feel something, when I have a gut feeling about something, it's usually true. Like, yeah.
So with this unknown grief, how did you navigate this? It's been 4 years, but what did your grief journey look like? It's something that you have to learn to live with and navigate daily, I believe. What does it look like now, 4 years later, for you? Not having answers. That you have answers, right? Intuitively, and people do.
So basically, how I deal with it, I don't. I try not to, but like I say, I go to work every day. I go to my shop every day. It's bits and pieces of everybody in my shop that just remind me of my brother. And like I never even talked to my sister about this.
No.
Because I don't know how she really feels. My dad, he don't talk about it. I don't really know how he feels. Like, he didn't cry in front of us, but I caught him crying at the funeral. It hurt him. And I felt like he was being strong for us. But sometimes, like, he always tell me, man, why you crying, man? I was like, listen, sometimes you got to let it out. I said, it's times like,
because it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. So you're not dealing with it. And that's interesting, because that's why GLAAD was created, because Americans don't want it. We don't want to talk about grief, death, dying, anything related to that. This episode of Grieve with Christa is brought to you by GLAAD, a community dedicated to supporting grief walkers with connection, tools, and truth. Because grief isn't something to fix, it's something to honor. For more information on GLAAD, click the link in the video description. So how has that been, you trying to avoid it for these past 4 years? How has that affected your life?
That's why I play golf.
Okay.
Like, believe it or not, I promise you, that's why I play golf.
But you're here now on a podcast talking about him. So how does that make you feel talking about him now?
Because you made me talk about him.
People, there's a waiting list because people want to speak.
No, I feel it needs to be done because, like, these past couple of years, like on my birthday, like, I buy myself things. I do certain things. Like, I'm in Vegas often, like often. And
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to go to Vegas, together.
Okay. I love
And
it.
it's
Yeah.
like, I was supposed to go on my birthday, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
because it's a picture that it always just pops up of my brother standing in Vegas, like in the mountains, like in Redding, like in Red Rock, rather, and you could just see the back of it. He just looked peaceful, and it's like, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he wants you to go and celebrate again in Vegas
I know.
in his honor. Now, do you feel like, I know that everybody in your shop reminds you of him, but do you ever get, I mean, because thousands of patients over the years, right? You get signs, like you'll see his birthday on a clock or you'll see something. Do you get those messages? Because sometimes when we don't deal with the grief, right, and navigate the journey, we block the signs and the messages and we don't have that relationship.
More than messages.
Huh?
I get more than messages.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like my Facebook, his friends and stuff, like, man, I miss you, bro. Like, stuff like that. Like, I miss him too. I'm not gonna sit here and say I just like try to block it, but it's like when I go to thinking heavy about it, I try to do things to, you know, like, okay, my beard was like big, right? So one day I was sitting there and it was on my heart. I don't know why. It just came, you know. And the guys in the shop like, you scared to cut your beard? They don't even know the real reason I cut my beard is because I just needed to block that out. I needed them to talk trash to me so I can deflect the situation. You know what I mean? They didn't know that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a guy that called me every morning that work in my shop. You haven't met him yet. His name Reese. Sometimes he called and I won't answer the phone because the way he positioned himself, it's just like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, damn.
For sure. What keeps coming up to ask about your parents? How are your parents? You know, because you guys are tough. You seem like a tough family.
Yeah. So,
you're old Dennis.
My parents, my dad tough as hell. Like, and the way he raised us. Like, we got one sister, and she damn near a boy. Yeah, she's.
What's her name? Denise?
Christa.
Oh, Christa. Oh, Christa.
Listen, Christa Denisha Ford.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay, I knew something was in there somewhere.
Yeah, my dad don't play, but he tough. He's tough, you know. It's like it's.
And I was brought up in New York. My mom was tough too, and I've experienced a lot of deaths before the age of 19, and I was always told, get over it, keep going on, get over it, and it affects people, and that's why it's now an IC9 medical code under the mental health and bereavement. So it's not something you really could get over.
Listen, my grandmother, my grandfather, my brother, those are three hardest deaths I ever dealt with. For a long time, I wouldn't even go to a funeral because when my grandmother died, where I was sitting at, I'm looking at the corner of the casket, and it was like every casket after that was the same casket. And I was like, man, I'm not going to no funeral. I just can't do it. I can't do it, you know. But
But we need to start looking at it more as a gift, the funerals, too. They are a gift, like birth.
Listen, it's a funny story. My grandfather died first. So my grandmother's sick. I'm like 14, 15. I was in the 9th grade. So, I was 15. So I used to take care of my grandparents, like me, by myself. My mom.
You're a good man.
My mom worked all the way in Tampa, so she get off at night, and it was like I had to. My granddad used to say, don't get up in the morning and walk home no more. You need to stop. I'm like, man, I'm all right. So one morning, my grandma said, Hootie, what you doing? I said, I'm finna get ready to go. When you get on this dialysis truck. She said, boy, don't walk out this house. I used to call her mama. I was like, Mom, all right. So she said, all right now. Put her on the truck. She go to dialysis. I call myself walking home. I'm walking down the street, and I look, I say, I looked again, I say, that's my granddaddy. So I say, all right, I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. I look back, I swear, he was getting closer and closer. And I just took off running. And so the truck, for some reason, hadn't left yet. I ran straight through the screen door. And my grandma was like, what's wrong? She laughing. See, my grandma, she plays so much.
Okay.
She's like, what's wrong? I was like, man, I just seen Daddy. And she bust out laughing. She said, he told your ass not to get your ass up and walk home. And I'm like, I haven't even driven down that street. Like right now today, I don't even, if I have to go down that street to get to where I need to be, I go all the way around. I just don't go down that street.
Go down the street, Hootie.
No.
Sometimes you got
Nope. I don't
Sometimes it could bring healing to go back there and bring things that you never thought you'd experience.
Like I won't walk up, like I don't get up and like go walking at 6 a.m. None of that stuff.
No.
Like, and it was real. Like later on in life, I Googled to see, it's like, yeah, that's a message. He told you not to do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, dang. So I did it one time. And I called myself in the street. This is a bump in the road. Called myself selling drugs, whatever. Same street. Dude robbed me. And I'm like, I go to my brother. He's like, you was told not to walk down that street at night and stuff. I was like, yeah. He said, but they ain't getting the money. He's like, so what? You could have lost your life. He put a gun to your face, didn't he? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay then. Just never did it. And the dude who robbed me, one day I was finna kick his ass. And you know what I didn't? I said, man, what's up? I appreciate you. And he never knew why. He just looked stupid in the face.
Because you learned a big lesson.
Yeah. No, this was like recently.
Oh, recently.
I seen him.
Oh.
I told him I appreciate him. Because he directed me where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And he don't even know it. But.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, it's like death. It's like.
Are you scared to die?
No and yeah. And I don't know.
What's the yeah?
What's the yeah?
Yeah, like what are you scared of to die?
I don't know. I don't even know. Because I know it's going to happen. But,
no, do we? Really?
Yeah, but I sometimes I look at it like, I get to see my family again. That's how I look at it. Like, but. And then it's a part of me that's selfish. I feel selfish because I'm leaving what I've created now. You understand? Like my son, everything I've created. So it's like it's a part of me that's like you're selfish for feeling that way. They might not even want you there. They might want you to continue to do what you've been doing.
Yeah.
It's like your family need a leader, and that's how I look at it. So it's like,
since your brother died, how has your life changed? How you live it? Do you live it differently?
Yeah. It's a lot of things it's a lot of things I back off from. Like
back off from. So you live it differently, like not playing the full game of life since he's not here.
I ain't gonna say that. I play the full game of life, but I'm just strategic with it. You know what I mean? Like, I try to go by I still try to live by what we talked about and how we said we was going to do it. I still try to live that way,
Yeah.
Like, my brother always told me, you got friends that ain't your friends. Like he just sit around, they'll come around and he'll sit around and be like, he was very absorbent. Like, he just,
Like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch everything.
Yeah.
And that's something I developed from being around him. Life is crazy. to me.
That's the truth.
The things that I've seen, and it's almost like a fairy tale. It's like watching He-Man. That's my favorite cartoon.
He-Man. She-Ra was mine back in the day. Remember that?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
The movie come out.
After more than 25 years as a hospice nurse, I've had the privilege of walking with people and families through some of life's most secret final moments. My book, 8 Lessons the Dying Has Taught Me, shares what those moments taught me about grief, love, forgiveness, presence, and what really matters while we're still here. If you've lost someone close to you, or you're learning how to carry grief with hope, I wrote this book for you. And the best part is, all the proceeds from the book go directly to GLAAD, helping us continue to support people through grief and loss. The 8 Lessons the Dying Taught Me, available now.
Tonight, I'm going to watch it.
She-Ra?
He-Man.
Oh, He-Man.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's like watching He-Man, though. Like, because you had a group of villains, and you got a group of heroes. Life is like that for real. And people don't know. They really don't realize it.
It's true.
It took me a while to really understand why my son watched anime.
Okay. Yeah.
And now I see why. That's him understanding life through anime. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
my boys watch that too. Yeah.
And that's and like it's like we don't know we don't understand nothing until we get older. Like we gonna watch a cartoon and laugh, but it's a message in the cartoon.
It's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got heroes and you got villains, and that's life. You know? And some villains are heroes.
That is true.
They did what they had to do to, you know. So life is weird.
It is weird.
And that's one of the things he did. He did what he had to do.
Dennis. Yeah. And he had a big heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Too big. So I know this is not easy. It's heavy. It's a heavy subject, especially when you have a lot of people out there do have question marks. What happened? Why did this happen? Why are they gone? Why are they here? All of these things. You know, what if I did this? What if I did that? What do you tell the world? What can you give, to that traumatic, all of a sudden, my brother Dennis, what do you tell the world after 4 years later getting through that? Because when it is a shock and traumatic like that, and you still have a lot of questions, it is hard for people they focus on, they still want to know what's happened. And I've known people that now 15, 20 years later, they're still trying to investigate why and what happened. And sometimes we have to take a deep breath and just say, this happened. Now let me get back to me. Because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. Nobody is.
Right. So I say do everything intentional. Like you got to be intentional with everything. Like,
I love that. I love that you said that. So you're influencing the community because we have to be more intentional and mindful sometimes in what we do. And even in our grief journey here too. So do you talk about Dennis too and celebrate him on a daily basis, or at least try to? With your family to talk about him more. Remember when Dennis did this? Remember, celebrating him with your sister. What about your parents?
My mom. So he wasn't my mom's child. So, but I.
Yeah.
So I
talk
freely with my mom.
With your mom. Okay.
So so I have an older brother. I told you that.
Yeah. Dennis. His name's Dennis.
No.
No.
His name.
Oh.
They call him Mookie.
Mookie. All right, we got a different name.
So we really hadn't spoken in like 5 years.
Mm.
We talked the day of my brother's birthday.
I love that. When was his birthday?
May 13th.
May 13th.
Mine was May 17th. So on my brother's birthday, we talked. And we had a conversation like, everything was all right.
I got chills.
He just...
Because death changes people and families, and it could reunite people. Because when people are dead, they're dead. What do you have? So get over whatever you have in your head now and just love.
Yeah.
Maybe I keep it too simple for people, but the world doesn't get that message.
Yeah, I ain't gonna, he was like, man, he always used to be like, bro, he'll be all right. It ain't him. And me and you have a conversation. We ain't had a conversation in 5 years. And it was weird. 6 years.
It's not weird. This is death changes people, and nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. It's the truth. Like we all don't know.
That's why I don't hold grudges though.
We don't need to.
Like I've like being a barber, you develop relationships with people. Like it's this one guy. I cut his hair one day. The next day he get hit on a motorcycle, fall and hit his head on the curb. Like that hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad because I seen his life evolving. Like he was on it. He went to nursing school. He graduated, became a nurse, and I'm like, dang. So then I had to go cut his hair for the funeral, and I was like, man, it hurt me so bad, and I celebrate him because I'm proud of him.
You're a good man because you're continuing to help the world. You didn't let the death of your brother turn you angry, your heart angry.
Right. But I think he behind me pushing me. Like I actually kind of feel like
he's there. He is. They're always here with us, next to us.
I just learned that. Like I cut a kid hair, 16 or 17. He was gay, but he couldn't let his parents know.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So he had a gay partner. He was older. The dude, he tried to leave the dude to go to the military. Like he didn't want that no more. The dude was older than me. He was like 50 something. So the dude killed him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they called me to cut his hair. His family called me to cut his hair. And the dude from the funeral home told me the story. And I'm telling you, like, I'm in this room, just me and him. And I'm just looking. It was something wouldn't let me start cutting his hair. Right? So one dude came back in. He's like, just walk out and get some water. You'll be all right. I went back in and I cut his hair. And I just felt something like walking behind me. And he's like, you all right? He here. The dude from the funeral home, he's like, he ain't here. It's a kid. He a young kid. He said, oh, he ain't here.
He's in here.
He let you know it's all right. I said, why you say that? He said, because I see you keep looking back. He said, it's just me, you, and him. And I'm like, and that's when I realized, like, these good souls, like, they still around, you know? And I'm like, dang. And I, like, before I left, when I was cleaning them up, I just felt something do this on my shoulder. And I'm like, man. And I went back to the shop. I ain't say one word. And then the dude came back over. He's like, man, what's wrong? I was like, how you know something wrong? He's like, I can see it in your eyes, bro. I told him. He was like, man, who do you know what? You a good, strong dude, bro. Because I used to take them with me to show them. But I think I kind of, when I went and cut my aunt and they seen me crying, and they know how I am about my family, I think that kind of like scared them.
But that's comforting though, right? That feeling to you? I mean, I've heard that story thousands of times, and a lot of times people think that could be demonic or something. And I'm like, it's not.
It was just let me know it was okay.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's
and then you came along.
Then I came along. Yeah. I had to know
what I mean? And it was like, so it's real. It's like really real.
It's real.
You know? So I'm like, okay. So now I just wait for the moment. Come around.
And I feel sometimes as people start to like peel the grief layers, they start to see more and more like miracles in their life. Because
I feel better about everything now that it's like kind of releasing it.
Yeah.
You know, I actually feel better about it. Like, I still wouldn't talk to my dad about it.
Yeah.
Because he like this table. His outer layer of skin is just like this table.
Yeah.
You will never get in here to see how he really feels.
Yeah. He'll
say something like, I'll be like, Dad, how you feel about dinner? He'll be like, man. life happens, man.
Yeah.
And he'll say, "Oh man, you know the Bucks got." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to hear that. We talking about then." And I know what it is. I know it hurt him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then you just don't talk about it.
And that's why I talk to my mom every day, because you never know what's gonna happen. I talk to my mom and my sister every day. I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. The older generation, I think they grieve differently too. You definitely, because you were told to like get over it, you know, so they don't really let it out as much. But I appreciate you saying that, releasing it, because that was the big thing from the events and doing these podcasts and talking to people, that you weren't able to express what you thought, what you felt. And when you don't have answers, it's different when you have 95-year-old, you know, Aunt Sally that is just dying naturally in a nursing home versus, how old was your brother?
He would have been 46 today.
46. Yeah, it's different. So if Dennis can speak to you right now, what do you think he would want for your life?
More.
More? More of what?
Everything. Because he...
Bam, Hootie. That's what our loved ones want. More of everything for all of us. They want us to be happy. They want us to smile and be joyful, happy, because we could be there tomorrow with them. But we stay on earth suffering.
Because I tell him something, he's like, when you going to do this? So when you going to go do... when we going here? So you going to buy this? So now that you got this, you need to go do this. That's how we talk. Yeah.
I love it.